Scientists injected this animal with cancer cells. Nothing happened. They tried again. Higher dose, different cancer. Nothing. They have been trying for 40 years. This is the naked mole rat. And it has never, not once, developed cancer on its own. In the wild, in captivity, in 40 years of scientific observation, not one case. For context, 1 in 2 humans will develop cancer at some point in their lifetime. This animal lives in the same world we do, breathes the same air, eats, ages, dies, but not from cancer. And that is only the beginning of what makes no sense about this animal. Let's start with time. A mouse lives 2 years. The naked mole rat is the same size as a mouse. By every rule of biology, it should also live 2 years. It lives 40. Not 40 in human years, 40 actual years, in a body the size of your thumb. The longest lived rodent on Earth by a factor of 10. And here is what makes that impossible. In virtually every other animal, the older the body gets, the higher the probability of death becomes. Statistically, each year you are alive, you are more likely to die than the year before. This is called the Gompertz law. It has held true for every mammal scientists have ever studied, until the naked mole rat. Its probability of death does not increase with age. At 10 years old, at 20 years old, at 30 years old, the naked mole rat is equally likely to survive the next year. It does not age, not in the way we understand aging. Its cells do not deteriorate on schedule. Its organs do not decline. Its reproductive capacity does not fade. A 30-year-old female can still give birth. Science has no complete explanation for this. Now let's talk about cancer. Every cell in your body has the potential to become cancerous. All it takes is the right mutation, the right environment, the right failure of the systems that are supposed to catch it. The naked mole rat cells do something different. They produce a molecule called high molecular weight hyaluronan, HMWHA. In naked mole rats, this molecule is present at 10 times the concentration found in mice or humans. When cells begin to crowd, which is the first step toward a tumor, HMWHA triggers a signal that stops them. The cells don't divide uncontrollably, they stop, they wait, they follow the rules. In 2023, scientists at the University of Rochester transferred the gene responsible for HMWHA from a naked mole rat into a mouse. The mouse lived longer, it developed less cancer, its inflammation decreased across multiple organs. A gene from one species extended the healthy life of another. They are now working on doing the same for humans. But cancer resistance is only one layer. Let's talk about pain. The naked mole rat cannot feel certain types of pain. Not because it lacks nerve endings, it has them. But its nervous system is missing 2 specific molecules, substance P and calcitonin gene-related peptide, that transmit pain signals to the brain. You can expose a naked mole rat to capsaicin, the compound that makes chili peppers burn, and it feels nothing. Acid, nothing. Ammonia, nothing. This is not an accident. The tunnels where naked mole rats live are sealed underground chambers with hundreds of animals breathing in an unventilated space. Carbon dioxide accumulates, oxygen depletes. The air becomes acidic. In any other mammal, that air would cause immediate pain and panic. The naked mole rat evolved to not feel it. Which brings us to oxygen. The human brain begins to die within 4 minutes of oxygen deprivation. The naked mole rat brain can survive 18 minutes of complete anoxia, 0 oxygen, and recover with no damage. How? When oxygen runs out, the naked mole rat's body switches fuel sources. It stops burning glucose the way every other mammal does and switches to fructose, metabolizing it through a pathway that requires almost no oxygen. This pathway exists in plants. It exists in the naked mole rat. It does not exist in any other mammal. Scientists believe this adaptation evolved because of those sealed underground tunnels. Hundreds of animals breathing together, carbon dioxide rising, oxygen falling, and the ones who survived were the ones whose bodies had learned to run on something else. Now let's talk about cold blood. Every mammal on Earth is warm-blooded. We regulate our internal temperature independent of the environment. The naked mole rat does not. Its body temperature rises and falls with the air around it like a reptile. It is the only mammal known to science that cannot regulate its own temperature. To stay warm, colony members huddle together in underground chambers, sometimes 100 animals deep, sharing body heat. This is not a weakness. It is an adaptation. By not spending energy on thermoregulation, the naked mole rat conserves oxygen in an environment where oxygen is always running out. Every impossible thing about this animal is connected to the same place, those tunnels. The tunnels shape the pain system. The tunnels shape the oxygen metabolism. The tunnels shape the thermoregulation. And something in those tunnels, scientists still do not know what, shaped a body that does not age and does not get cancer. Now let's talk about the colony. The naked mole rat is one of only 2 mammals known to be eusocial, a social system previously thought to exist only in insects, ants, bees, termites, and the naked mole rat. A colony can reach 300 animals. All of them serve one queen, one female who breeds, one female who decides. The workers, who are also female, never reproduce. They dig tunnels, they carry food, they care for the queen's offspring. When the queen dies, something extraordinary happens. The workers begin to fight, not for food, not for territory, for the right to become the queen. The winner's body transforms. Her spine elongates. Her reproductive organs activate for the first time in her adult life. She becomes a different animal than she was the day before. The same individual, a different body. Scientists studying this transformation found that it is triggered not by age or genetics, but by social position. The body waits for permission to become what it was always capable of being. This animal lives underground, in the dark, in tunnels too small to stand in air too toxic to breathe, with a body that cannot feel pain and does not seem to know how to grow old. It is not beautiful. It has no fur. Its eyes barely work. Its teeth grow outside its mouth. And yet, it carries something that every pharmaceutical company on Earth is trying to synthesize. Something that stops cancer before it starts. Something that ignores the clock that every other mammal obeys. Researchers at the University of Rochester, at Harvard, at the Max Planck Institute, they are all studying this animal. Not because it is impressive, because it solves something we have been dying from for all of human history. A blind, naked, cold-blooded rodent living in the dark has already found what we are looking for. We just haven't figured out how to ask it the right question. Nature does not break the rules. It simply has different ones.